You are live. We are live.
We are
I don't.
live.
I don't. I don't feel
They
so
are live.
lively.
Need more
I was
coffee.
up. Yeah, a combination of more coffee and more sleep.
Well, what were you? I think you were about to say you were up late
Oh, I
last
was
night.
playing the Call of Duty. What do they call it? It's the beta of the new Call of Duty
Ah,
came out. It's an '80s theme thing. It's all set in like '84.
so everyone's
Ah,
wearing bright neon colors and
yeah, and it's got great music. It's funny because the music seems like it's like lifted off the Stranger Things soundtrack. It's
oh,
got
that's
that
so
kind of
funny. Oh my
it's like
gosh,
a sinister, serious '80s synth.
that's
And
great.
but I'm waiting for the day where I'm going to run through a building or whatever and see Max on desk because I mean, the detail in these maps is just staggering.
Huh?
What they agonize over. I mean, there'll be times when I'm running around and have a moment to catch my breath and just sit there and just look at what's in the environment. The other day there was I was in like a chapel of some sort, and there was stained glass. I mean, there's nothing significant about this chapel at all. It's just
Uh-huh.
it's one of 50 buildings in this multiplayer map. But here you are, and the stained glass and the way the light's coming through it,
Hmm.
and you're just like, oh my gosh, this is just incredible. What how many hours went into creating something that's just ordinarily you just run through it. There's nothing. There's no point to any of it. All right, I guess we can get ready to count this down. You ready to go? I take
I
it.
am all set.
I'm intercepting just like we did last week. The whole kit and caboodle.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the RetroMacCast with James and John. This is episode 547 for October 18th, 2020. Good morning, John.
Good morning, James.
How
How
are
are you?
you? I'm
Haha.
fine.
I'm fine.
Uh, I told myself I was going to count out how many consecutive episodes we've done, but I neglected to do that again. But you got to think, I don't know if have we missed a week? That'd be an
If we
easy
did, it
way.
was really early on, like
Mm-hmm.
January or February, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I guess now we're sort of committed to pressing through to the end of the year,
Yeah.
if at all
I
possible.
think that would be. I think that would be a record. I don't think we've ever
Oh
managed to
yeah,
do 52. Close. I would say we've come
yeah.
close, but
Well, there's
yeah,
a good thing to research. I I know we've had some lean years.
sure.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, when you and I were traveling a lot.
Yeah,
Derek can give us the stats. Derek, why don't you check your? Derek can check the database. Although I
which
don't
is
know that he's
his.
been.
That's his brain. I mean, he is so good at
Well,
remembering
I'm talking
these.
about the actual record that he.
Oh
It's
yes.
probably
Mm-hmm.
been remiss. Um, the database of episode topics and all that. So, Derek, welcome. Action Retro, Klaus, and Sean.
Sean. Yep.
All right, let's see. What are we talking about this week? It's time capsule time for Macworld, October 1990. Got some eBay finds. Oh, but you were telling me that you got something cool in the mail yesterday.
Oh yeah. All right. So, and I think it would be this would be a fun thing to. I won't say what it is. It's not crazy exciting to you, I don't think, or anyone. It's kind of exciting to me, and the whole thing is what's something that you bought new back in the day that you got rid of and you've reacquired since, like an eBay find for what nostalgia reasons more than likely, and did you pay more or less for it the second time around?
Well, I'm going to guess
So
it's going to be less in most cases.
in a lot of cases, I would think, but I would not be surprised. I think like my Vectrex that I have right now, I paid
Yeah.
more for
Oh,
than the Vectrex was when it was new.
new, really?
Yes,
Even
yes.
adjusted for inflation?
No, I didn't go as far as that. Let's keep it simple here.
All right. All right, so you'll talk about that next week?
Yes, yeah, I think that would be a
Okay.
fun one to talk about next week. Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, cool. So let's see. Let's come back in a bit and we'll talk about eBay finds.
Oh, Jeremy has joined us.
Yep.
Morning, Jeremy, or evening, Jeremy.
I'm getting feedback coming back through my voice. My voice is coming back through you.
Oh,
Hello,
okay.
hello.
Maybe my headphones are up too high.
Maybe.
Try now. Is that better?
Hello. Better.
Better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you still hear me? Okay, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had turned off the in the setting. There's a setting in
Mm-hmm.
stream Streamcast
Mm-hmm.
where it will turn off where it has echo cancellation, and I had turned that off, thinking
Oh,
I did not need it since I had the headphones. But I guess my mic is sensitive enough to be picking up.
yeah. Your mic is really sensitive. We're using the same mics, and for some reason, my levels are always your levels are always good.
Uh huh.
Mine are always just marginal.
Huh.
I mean, it's good enough, but by the time I do the levelator and all that, I don't know why. I don't know
It's
if
my booming
I
buttery
don't know if I'm just
bass
not
jazz.
talking very. I just got to start screaming. All right, you ready to go?
I am not ready. All right,
Oh,
hang on.
okay.
I am ready.
Oops.
Haha.
All right.
Okay.
Let's go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's time for the eBay finds. Last week, the first issue of Macworld. I was way off. I guess the market has softened on these. I think I mentioned that they had been selling for around $100. This one was let go after 4 bids for $30.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Somebody
which
got a good deal. Yeah.
is still more than it was originally. Going back to we were talking about earlier, because I
Okay.
think that it's $4 was the well, adjusted for inflation and 84. I don't know if it was 4, it was at least 8 or something like that. So it's still appreciating. Um, then what do we have? We had the Mac Classic. This one actually got more than I thought it would get. That was a nice setup here with the bag, keyboard, and mouse, very clean. 39 bids. Lots of interest. This one went up to, take a guess. Anybody out there in the
Oh,
chat? No,
I'll
no cheating though.
I'll say 170.
Anybody in the chat? You got a guess? Got a guess?
Someone
Going once, going twice. Nobody
you
wants
were.
to guess what a Mac Classic. All right, $355.
Holy cow!
Yeah,
Jeez. Why?
yeah. And it's not even confirmed that it fully
Right.
works. It's like, I mean, there's clues that it does, but it's not totally confirmed. What is there? A huge delay? Derek finally gets in his one
There
thousand
is,
dollar
yeah.
guess. Oh, is it really
If you
that
bring up
much?
the YouTube, it's a good 10-15 seconds.
That's interesting. So I can release the answer and people can still guess. That's to wrap my head around that one. Sorry, Derek. You were over. Remember it's yeah, right. Highest bid without going over wins the showcase showdown.
Remember, please spay or neuter your animals.
Make sure you figure out which one's which for the welfare of the animal.
Yes.
All right. And the other one from last week was this PowerBook that said PowerBook Development Team
Prototype. Yeah.
on it. Yeah, prototype. Still available. Buy it now. $3,000, or you can make an offer. Okay. We will begin this week with just a couple of button pins here. Kind of interesting ones. Oh, and it comes with a that little 6-color Apple logo.
Which are always fun. I've got one that I use as
Right, the little pin.
tie pin. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The larger of the buttons says Apple announced Year of the Mouse 1984. Has a little mouse character holding a generic computer in one hand, and then out it looks like, is that his tail?
Right.
His tail is connected to a mouse.
Connected to the mouse, yes.
And then on his sweater it says APG.
APG, yeah. So any thoughts? Is that a
I don't
computer
know.
store maybe? Because obviously this was nowhere near an Apple certified pin. There's just no way.
No, it was, well, see, the thing is, it's confusing me because the other pin, we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
There were a lot of unofficial pins that people made, which I think is true of the latter one.
So do you think it's like
internal?
So the APG, do you think is like Apple something group? Apple
something, yeah, could have been.
Right.
I mean, they got the Apple logo on there.
Apple peripheral group?
Could have been.
Was
that a thing? Google that.
No
idea. And it could have been they were working on the mouse, because the mouse, came out for the Apple II. So it's possible that that's what it is. I have to look up and see if the Apple II mouse came out in 84. But anyway, so you got that pin. The other one says Macintosh 100 days. And I just learned that my microphone not being sensitive enough and yours being too sensitive.
Yes.
Those two things combat, because the louder I talk, the more feedback I get from your end.
Right.
No, it's fine. I think it's probably fine. Anyway, so it says Macintosh 100 days, but the zeros in 100 are Apple logos. And this refers to the first 100 days of Macintosh, from what I believe. They made a big deal about the first 100 days because Jobs proclaimed confidently that they would sell 50,000 Macs in the first 100 days. And they did that. Now, it trailed off after that, or it didn't keep that sort of
pace.
Pace, right? And they wound up, I think, going below estimates for like the year, but they certainly hit 50,000 because of all the initial hype. They actually hit that by April 6th. And by May 3rd, which would have been day 100, they had sold 72,000 Macs.
So this looking at this button, this looks like it was probably done on an image writer.
Could have been, yeah. And then they just hand stamped it probably there. Internally.
Which is that's pretty cool. That's one that probably I would be interested to know who owned that. That's kind of neat, I think.
Yeah. Well,
so how much do they want for these three
awesome things? They want $50.
That's not bad. Not bad at all.
Ships from Elk Grove, California. This ends in 4 days. Okay.
I like it.
All right. What else do you like?
Okay, so I this one popped up when we were going through the eBay finds. So we talked about one of these for the Macintosh Plus. This was a kind of slip-over box that went around your computer that presumably you were giving to someone as a Christmas present, or to yourself, I suppose, as a Christmas present. So we talked about the Macintosh one. This is an Apple IIe one. So I did not realize that they had also done this for the Apple II. It just made me happy because, I love me some Apple II stuff. 83 or 84 is when I got my Apple IIe. So it's got pretty much the same graphics as far as like the little kind of the choo-choo train, the Christmas stocking, the star, the wreath, but it has a very nice Apple IIe on the front with a nice happy holidays in much higher resolution than you could ever do on an Apple IIe. But hey, it's a Christmas miracle.
And
So, yes.
You see what's there on the right of the computer?
On the right of, oh, yes, the Apple IIe mouse.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Yes, good eye on that. So buy it now, $100, or make an offer. Not bad. Not bad at all.
Yeah, it's interesting that I'm, looking at this photo of the 2E. It's not like this particular configuration with the mouse and with that particular external disk drive.
Yeah.
You don't normally see the photos. Like we've seen so many photos of the 2E earlier.
Sure. With the black floppy drive.
Right.
And, yeah.
And even that monitor.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the color monitor.
Really? Do you have one of those?
Yeah, I do.
Gosh, I don't have one of those. I'm not even that familiar with that particular monitor.
That's really nice. What's one of the coolest features on it is it has a button that changes it from color to monochrome.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're doing a lot of like there were even like some word processing software back then that basically used the high res screen to put the fonts on, because it would be different fonts. You could have different fonts, but it looked terrible in color because you got all the weird color bleed. Turning it to monochrome fixes that.
Yeah. So this is did we say this is Christmas of 85?
I did not see the year, but yeah, 85. Okay.
Is it? I don't know.
It says on the top, it says vintage 85 rare. So
okay.
And they didn't, when I bought mine in 84, they didn't have, or 83, again, I can't really remember. They didn't have the platinum drives yet, or the mouse.
Yeah. I got mine in 83. When did the 2GS come out?
I can tell you, I bought my 2GS, I think in 90 or 91.
Oh.
I bought it on Eglin Air Force Base at the commissary by the PX. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see what's next. Let's go to this guy.
Oh man, I love these things.
Box.
Someday I will own one of these.
There's a couple out there right now, and
yeah, but this one's this is a good price on this puppy compared to some of the other ones.
So these Macintosh Plus wooden floppy disk boxes, and they are. I think they're walnut. I think we decided one time that they're maybe walnut. And then with the printed on Macintosh Plus and the Apple logo in gold on the lid, then you had little dividers inside to put your floppies. These are still very useful for storage, even if not. Seeing
this box compared to some of the other ones, I don't think I ever recall the golden seal Macintosh Plus sticker on the inside lid like that.
That's why I decided to showcase this one.
Okay.
I have one of these boxes, maybe two, and I didn't have the sticker on the inside. So let me go to that picture here. There's a few scratches on the top, nothing that I don't think you couldn't repair if you're careful. Yeah. But yeah, there it is. And on the inside, there's a gold sticker. It's starting to peel a little bit at the edge, but it says Macintosh Plus on it. Isn't that something? I don't even remember seeing that sticker used anywhere else. And here it is on the inside of this inside lid of this thing. So there you go. Well, this one is up to just $20.60 after 4 bids. It ships from New Hampshire, and it ends in 3 days. So we'll see if this can get more than that first issue of Macworld.
Okay, Derek has come through. You ready for this? This is the
86.
Breakdown of episodes per year. 2007, 48 episodes. 2008, 47. 2009, 44. 2010, 42. 2011, 39. 2012, 41. 2013, 40. 2014, 40. 2015, 37. 2016, 33. Boy, we were just rapidly.
We phoned it in that
2017,
time.
31, 2018, 29, and then 2019,
29.
23 episodes.
Wait, what year was 23?
2019, last year.
23.
Yep. But I was going through chemo and radiation.
That's
So that was like a good 2 months right there.
what was my excuse? I guess I
Um,
was using your excuse. So that wasn't even, we didn't even hit 50%.
Right. So I think we've
We're making up for it.
surpassed quite a bit.
We might actually have to start doing
we might be
two a week
2007
to make up for it.
right, to just catch up.
Yeah.
Bring up our average. Yes. Thank you, Derek.
And Rick reminds us that the 2GS came out September of 86. So it would be one more Christmas before the 2E. And did they
2GS, yeah.
Did they didn't sell the 2E at the same time? They did, didn't they? They
Yes,
did sell the 2E until the early 90s. So
the 2E, they sold the 2E before, after they had already discontinued the 2GS. The 2E was still being sold.
No kidding.
Yeah, I want
How
to say
can
that is. I think so. I'm not going to check the facts though. Because
I mean, the 2GS was. I think. I mean, the 2GS was. The idea was it was going to replace the 2E, right?
Yeah, but I don't think that happened.
Like it was just a huge installed base.
I want to say the Platinum 2E, the one with the numeric pad, sold past the time that the 2GS had already been discontinued. To the internets. Let's find this out.
Somebody will look it up for us. Okay. I'm going to get into this thing right here. Let's see. I'm going to move windows around, get you juggle things. Whenever you are ready.
All right. So here we go. Just really quick.
Answer?
Yep. Apple 2GS production ended in 93, like right just before the end of 93. The Platinum Apple 2E ran almost a year more.
Wow.
After that. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
That's amazing. I wonder if that is, if there is any other instance where the computer that was designed to replace, the predecessor actually bowed out before. All right.
Let's go through this guy.
All right. Let's go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to enter the time capsule October 1990 in Macworld Magazine. And this was a special issue where it focused on publishing, out with the old, in with the new. We're not going to focus on publishing because, well, I don't know. There's not a lot of exciting things for me, so I like to look at the other things that are going on in this issue. I mean, there's some big articles in there on pre-press and large format printers and
right.
layout and all this stuff. It is kind of interesting to think about it, though. You think they were talking about out with the old and in with the new, and they're showing those the old
typesetting
there.
Yeah. With the lead.
And when you think about it, we're in a new era. So when they're talking about publishing out with the old and in with the new, they're talking about how we lay out and design and print traditional books or magazines, newspapers, that kind of thing. Of course, now we don't print that stuff out anymore. Not very often, right? Everything's a lot of it's electronic. So it's gone even a step beyond this. Like publishing almost has a different word, right? Publishing used to think when you publish something, that meant the physical form of something, right?
Yes.
Normally. It doesn't even really mean that anymore. Anyway, but we want to talk about some of the other interesting things in this issue, and you wanted to look at page
12. So one thing I did notice in this issue is, even though the issue was dedicated to publishing, A lot of the ads were for presentation software, you know, building slides that you would then have
Mm-hmm.
printed onto for like an overhead. You know, that was obviously pre being able to really display this stuff on screen in front of a big audience. And I just thought it was Symantec, which you normally think
Mm-hmm.
about as virus, but they too were trying to get into the presentation software. So I just found that interesting that they had something called More
Yeah,
3.0. So it obviously
more.
they had more than just this More.
Yeah, you got to think that caused for confusing conversations around the office
Right.
when
One of
they
those
asked you,
terrible names that would happen nowadays for searching reasons.
"Oh
Trying to
yeah,
can you imagine trying to find information on more on the internet?
well,
Yeah.
you can imagine the conversation at work, and
Yeah.
the young employee goes to the boss and says something like,
We need more.
"Hey," no, I was thinking like, "Hey, I know you asked me to put this presentation. Um, should I do it on the computer? Um, what should I use?" And the boss just says, "Well, just
You
more,
just
just
more. Yeah.
just yeah, do it with more." Anyway,
Yes.
okay. It
Enough
went,
of
went a
that.
lot funnier in my head when
That
I
was the
went
more
through.
skit. Next up.
And scene. Uh, the next one, the Mac Bulletin in these issues of Macworld, the quick news items. This one was pretty significant. There were like three things in here that I wanted to highlight.
Okay.
The first one was kind of the second one there is supporting computers' user rights. This concern that a national crackdown on computer crime is threatening the civil rights of computer users. Lotus and On Technology founder Mitch Kapoor is establishing the Electronic Frontier Foundation,
Oh, wow. Okay.
funded by Kapoor and Steve Wozniak.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, so that's when that all started, and it
Huh.
still exists today. And of
Yeah,
course,
yeah.
they're celebrating
They
30
at
years.
Dragon Con, they're at Dragon Con every year. There's an EFF. There's a whole track of EFF stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very much out there. And of course, it's funny to think 30 years ago that they had the foresight to think about these sort of issues when we didn't have nearly the online presence and
Hmm.
everything that's
Hmm.
going on today. The next one, look at this. Now, this one I did not know either. Well, I mean, I knew about Electronic Frontier, but I didn't know about the story behind Outbound and that. Well, let me read it. It says, did Apple out-pirate a pirate? Apple Computer has purchased rights to the design of Outbound Systems Mac-compatible docking laptop and licensed the design back to Outbound. It says Apple reportedly threatened to sue Outbound for infringing on Apple's intellectual property and simultaneously offered a considerable sum of cash for the rights to part or all of Outbound's design. And it says here that sources cited that $3 million was the sum. So imagine this, right?
Yeah.
Outbound was kind of outdoing Apple in the portable realm by finding a loophole that they could make portable Macs. And then Apple said, hey, not so fast. But then wound up buying the rights to the design so that they own the design and then license it back to the company they bought it from.
That is crazy. Oh my gosh.
How complicated is that
Wow.
for $3 million? So it's interesting because not only that's all very wacky business wise, but what from the design did they wind up using in their own products? Like, it's not like they released anything that was resembled an Outbound.
So what I'm wondering is maybe Outbound had patents on some technologies that for the laptops, whether they had gone into production yet or not. So kind of an intellectual property thing. So not necessarily buying the designs of what Outbound was producing then and there, but what they maybe had in store. Maybe.
I don't know. It's without the specifics here.
Sure.
It kind of looks like it was specific to that laptop model, not future stuff, but who knows? Really interesting. So anyway, the other one turned out to be big news. Apple spins out new company. One former and 2 current Apple employees are packing their bags and taking their show on the road, but with Apple support. Bill Atkinson, Andy Hertzfeld, and Mark Porat have founded General Magic with Apple as the largest shareholder. General Magic plans to design what the founders call personal intelligent communicator products. Apple has the first non-exclusive license to manufacture and market General Magic technologies, and Apple CEO John Sculley is a director.
It's kind of funny. I was just listening to Derek's awesome Mac Folklore Radio, and he had done one on the article about the Macintosh team 5 years later, and they touch on that in that
the General Magic
article.
Yeah, and we had one of the directors from that documentary on the podcast some time ago. I guess this last year. Excellent documentary.
Yes.
General Magic. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. I think it's now available pretty readily on a lot of streaming sources. Okay, so we're gonna zoom forward to page 75. Remember all these ads for Mac Connection and their memory sales, $69 a meg. But what was great about this is they would send you the installation videos, right, on cassette.
Oh no, really? Oh my gosh.
It's no good knowing the moves unless you've got the motion. That's why every order for Mac Connection Sims comes with an instruction booklet and a free VHS or 8mm that demonstrates.
Did it come with the case cracker and the that awesome T15?
No, but you could. $8, I think. Yeah, the special tools for $8. You would get the cracker and the Torx, the wrench there. Yeah, there it is, right there. Mac. They call it the Mac Toolkit.
Oh, very good.
SE or SE30. But yeah, just the idea that they would be sending you an 8mm video cassette, like that there was a moment in time where that format, because of Sony, right? Sony was pushing that. I think there was maybe another vendor.
Betamax, right? Mm-hmm.
Well, versus VHS, like this is I think Beta had already was already gone by this point.
Okay.
And 8mm was a player if you wanted really compact camcorders. You would get that format. But anyway, so that was kind of interesting. I think there was something on page 90 that you would look at. Oh no, this is me too.
Yes. I almost wanted to. Yeah, look at that thing. Holy cow.
So there's an article on keyboard innovations, and there's this whole section on ergonomics. Actually, there's a large part of the issue that was devoted to the safety of using your computer, right? Because computers are still relatively new, and everybody's worried about electromagnetic radiation and ergonomics and all this. And so Dr. John Ullman came up with this keyboard.
It was kind of funny. At first, I thought it was 3 trackballs.
It does kind of look like that. Yeah.
It does look like, yeah.
It looks like a Dana creation. Right?
Right.
It's like that's fake. That is fake. So
yeah.
So for the audio audience, you're looking at this keyboard that looks like you're right. It looks like
so what it is
like
is you've got
split in. What do you got?
3 chunks with numeric pad in the center, and then your alphabet to the left and right on like another plane.
Mm-hmm.
And then so it looks like what you've got is you can use the trackball with your thumb, and then you've got these 2 sliding palm rests that slide up and down for your fingers to reach the keys without having to actually lift your hand.
I guess that's because it's adjustable for different size hands.
Well, no, just so you can constantly have your palms resting on those, and actually slide the whole thing up so you can reach the top keys and slide it down to reach the bottom keys.
Oh my gosh! So you're sitting there. It's almost like you're kind of like going like this. You're like
Yeah,
it's like you're driving
yeah,
a train or something.
right.
And
Yeah,
then you use
crazy.
the trackball with your chin.
Well, I'm guessing
On
left thumb or right thumb.
You can
That
get your
looks like it would be
you can
about.
get your thumb way over there. I don't think
I
so.
don't.
No, no,
I don't
no.
know. No,
And then those are function keys down there. Anyway,
it looks like function keys. Yeah.
I don't know if they sold any of
Either
these
way,
things, but that's a
that
crazy
is
contraption.
crazy. Yeah.
All right, let's see. Let's go
Okay, I had
to
one on 114. Unless you've got one before that.
on 114.
114. All right. So the only thing I wanted, again, I was kind of leafing through this. It's just a very interesting. It was one of the um, 128 meg, 3.5 inch cartridge drives. I think was this the magneto optical ones. But just
Mhm.
that look at the drive design on that. That is funky, and I really like it. It's just a
Yeah,
very.
it's
It's a
kind of like
cool design.
it's like some of the Silicon Graphics workstation, or
Yeah. There you
the
go.
B box kind of
Uh-huh.
has that sort of
Where it's
elements.
got a couple of kind of mix and match elements to it, but it all works together.
Uh-huh.
So anyway, that was it. I
That's it.
just really like that.
That is neat. And then, did you say 350? Is there something on
I
page
have
350?
one let's see, what did I have on one? Did I have something on 143?
Oh, I zoomed ahead too far.
But let me check.
143. Right here.
I oh
Oh,
yeah.
rubber grips.
So yeah, on 143, they've got this Mac transportable plugs into TVs. It's a Rode E conversion
Mm-hmm.
kit that lets you convert an SE or an SE30 into a transportable modular Mac. You install the logic board, hard drive, and floppy drive inside the Rode E system box, which has the same footprint as an SE but lacks an integral monitor. This process takes about 30. But basically, once you get it in there, it then lets you connect that to a external monitor or to a TV.
Yeah, complete with
Yeah,
rabbit ears.
right.
Yeah, this is that's like the worst product photo ever. I don't know if it was, but
It's yeah,
it's cloaked in mystery, you know?
yes. You'd almost want to scan that in and then take it into like Photoshop and try to do a shadow and highlight on it to see what the heck is actually going on here.
Wow.
They backlit what looks like something made out of black plastic. So it's very hard to see detail. But anyway, I
All
thought that was
right.
kind of interesting. Yeah.
And then on 350, is there something?
And
Or
then
is that it?
350. Oh, 350. Yeah, there was an ad for two in a Mac, which
Oh,
is
yeah.
not crazy well known about. It was an actual Apple II emulator that ran on black and white compact Macs, and I've actually
Wow.
used it.
Mm-hmm.
And it you can play games and stuff. Obviously, the graphics look a little odd if you're going for something that was kind of low res,
Mm-hmm.
more color graphics usually, to a little tiny window on the Macintosh
Hmm.
showing the screen. It wasn't full screen. It was a very bizarre interface, but it did let you run your Apple IIe software on a compact Mac
Great.
through
Well,
emulation. Yes.
if you want to read this issue or any of the Macworld issues, you can go to archive.org and download them. If you're interested in Tuna Mac, make sure you circle 583 on the reader's service card. Mm-hmm. You used to fill those cards out?
I never filled any of those cards out.
Oh, I did. I would go there and you have to the numbers were so small because you had a tiny little 4x6 or whatever, maybe a smaller card. And then you just get flooded with mail because get you on mailing lists. It's interesting
Wow. All right.
because junk mail in your email inbox is more annoying than junk mail, I think, in your actual physical mailbox.
Is it? Okay.
Well, because these days seldom do I get anyway. Like I do everything wirelessly or online or whatever,
Yeah.
and so
Uh-huh.
so there's very seldom is there anything of interest in my mailbox
Yeah.
or
Yes.
anything that I have to deal with that's important.
Right. Hmm.
Um, and actually, because I've managed to cut down by stopping all these catalogs and whatever, there's often where there's nothing in there at all. So now it's almost become a novelty that I get something. Oh, it's got my name on it, even if it's something I have no interest in. It's like
Kind of like
I
when you were a kid and you got excited because you got a piece of junk mail. It's got my name
right,
on it.
kind of, yeah. It's kind of like that again.
So going over to the some of the comments, Derek,
Mm-hmm.
um, Two in a Mac, written by Randy. I'm going to say this name wrong. Ubilos, who also wrote Nibbles Away, Premiere, and Final Cut.
Wow,
Wow, awesome
that's
tip there, Derek. That is
that's
so
quite a
cool.
resume. All right, you ready to go?
I am ready.
All right, let's go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, we didn't get what we were kind of hoping for, which was a new Apple Silicon-based Mac last week at the Apple event. We're going to have to wait. Who knows how much longer? Some rumors that there might be actually a November event where we might see that. But it was all about just a handful of things. The big one being, of course, iPhone 12, which was very much expected in 12 Pro. The 5G announcement, which Verizon did on stage, kind of a co-announcement. That's kind of cool. It's always neat when, Apple has the clout to bring in the big guns from some other big partner, whether it was even Bill Gates looming over the audience, back when, or, like, remember when they had was it the chairman of Intel? And they did that announcement, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's the typical thing, right? New iPhones, nothing huge. Although, the new design is very reminiscent of
I
the
had
iPhone
several,
4.
and I had several coworkers kind of not happy about that fact that
Really?
they kind of went back to the
It's retro, the
flat
iPhone 4.
flat sides and
Yeah,
opposed to the rounded edges, and yeah.
right. It couldn't help remind me of iPhone 4 and Antenna Gate. Like you're holding it
Right.
wrong, right? That whole thing, it
Yes,
kind
I
of looks like
remember
that.
that. Yeah. Let's hope they
Yeah.
fix that.
The death grip, as they called it. And Steve Jobs famously, I guess he responded in Twitter when somebody was complaining about not getting good reception. And let's see. So some upgrades to processors, the usual camera upgrades. And then the MagSafe, though. That's something cool. Everybody's
Oh,
lamenting
right.
when we
Yeah.
lost MagSafe, but it comes back with the iPhones using the same name. Kind of cool. iPhone 12 mini. So here's the mini name now. And we also got the HomePod mini. Like, there's always that thing that Apple can do, when they're running out of ideas.
Right. Yeah.
One of them is what if we do it in different colors, right? And what if we make it smaller, even though it was smaller before, right? I mean, it's like
Yeah. They wanted a bigger one now. Now the bigger one is the standard, so they were going to make the mini version.
right.
As opposed to the Pro version. Don't forget, Pro is the other.
And Pro Max. So you've got now Max and Mini. You got everything. So yeah, the Mini, and I think that's about it. That's about all. They of course there's a lot of news about not including the wall adapter in the iPhone 12 and no earbuds. No wall adapters because apparently there's several billion of them floating around. I don't know how many I've got.
Oh yeah, right.
They keep talking about how many acres of landfill those would fill, but no, they're all just in a couple of drawers here.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Yep.
in any landfill, but so that was something that was announced. Are you in the market? You just got a new iPhone.
Yeah,
Recently.
I'm very happy with my 11.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I usually keep the phone until it's absolutely just kind of not working anymore.
Right.
Before I upgrade.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to wait and see when the next Mac comes out. All right, here over on How to Geek, an article that's near and dear to us. Why people restore vintage computers and how you can too, by Matthew Hughes. Pretty good little article. It's got some a lot packed in there on not only the motivation but steps to get started and sort of all the philosophy behind why we tinker around with old computers for nostalgia. Kind of like people work. He made the analogy to people buying old cars and fixing them up, getting them working. I like that an example of a vintage computer is a G3 iBook.
Which is a terrible one to try to restore, if I understand correctly. I have not tried to open mine up yet, far enough to actually get in and do things, but I hear it is a real pain to get one of those things apart. Like there's a ton of screws and they're all like slightly different sizes.
Yeah. Everything's packed in there really tightly, but hopefully those are still holding on hardware wise.
Mm-hmm.
And those hinges
they were
pretty
built.
bulletproof.
They were built to last. Yeah.
Yeah. I've only ever had to get in it just to add the airport card.
Sure, which they made accessible.
Yeah, under the keyboard.
As opposed to, I would really like to upgrade mine to a solid state at some point, just because.
Oh yeah.
But getting to the hard drive is a bit of a problem.
Right. Good little article. Let me see what other things in there. They talk about where to find the machines, how to resurrect it, and the kind of things you can do, like you were talking about, solid state drives, commonly done thing, and different efforts to get old software and lots of that stuff, and kind of the traps of doing it. So there you go. I guess that's it for the news. All right. Jonathan Ive parody. It will be nice having an even smaller HomePod that doesn't understand the most basic commands and responds with the most incorrect or useless answers imaginable. Yeah. Jeremy says he did the solid state drive upgrade to an iBook.
Oh, okay. How bad was it? I mean, I suppose if you're meticulous, it.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I guess we're done, huh?
It sounds like we are at the end.
Well, let's do the outro.
All right.
Let's do it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, that's episode 547. Next week, John, you're going to share with us your most recent acquisition.
Reacquisition. Mm-hmm.
Reacquisition.
Yep.
That's right. It's miraculous you were able to track down the same one.
Exactly. Oh my gosh.
I mean, how many years you've been searching?
A slew of detectives and
you'll be able to get that, resume those projects you were working on.
That's right.
All right. Well, thanks to everyone out there in the chat that are following us along live on YouTube. You too can be among the elite of RetroMacCast fans. I'm talking about Rick, Jeremy, Derek, Action Retro, Klaus, and who did I miss? Sean?
We got Yeah, sure. There was Sean at the beginning. He hasn't
Yeah.
texted much, but yeah. And there may be others
Oh,
listening that just don't.
and
And Blondie
Blondie.
One, that's my friend Joe up in
Yeah.
Atlanta. He said he might be on. So hello, Joe.
Yes, you can be among the elite. You can join us on the RetroMacCast YouTube channel at 8 a.m. Central on Sunday mornings. We'll be back hopefully next week to continue our record run. I'm sure you want to be there to see us break the record.
I think Billy Mitchell beat us too.
I mean, how many times have you been part of a record-breaking event? So
that's right.
You want to be here. All right, John.
All right, man.
I guess what? Until next week, remember, it's not old.
It is retro.
I see. I nearly forgot. It was just at that split second at the end. I thought, oh, you know what? We're going to do it again. We're just going to just trail off and forget to do our signature sign off. Thanks, Klaus. Thanks, Rick.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you for joining us. I hope you have a great Sunday and get something done today.
Yep.
Get out there.
Oh man, it's gorgeous.
Don't get too far out there
right now.
Yeah,
I'm always far out there. So,
it's fine. It's finally starting to cool down. It's actually to be reasonable for humans to go outside.
The Klaus was mentioning at the beginning in the text that they just had their first snowfall there in Sweden. So yeah, I miss snow. Don't miss shoveling it. So I can't remember. Did you ever live in any snowy climates?
Oh yeah.
Okay. That's right. You like Michigan or something, right?
Yep. And northern Maine.
Ah, okay.
Lived in northern Maine for 3 years. They had a fair bit of snow up there. Yeah. All right. Well, goodbye, everybody.
All right. Bye.
Stay safe.